if everybody thought like that. But you watching this video right now, are you gonna be one of those sheep? I don't think so. I think there's a reason the algorithm brought you onto my channel. I think you are a little bit different. Pretty professional. Only I can do that. Alright, just sent over some clips to the editor for short form content. Did it for the Pokemon niche and the sneaker niche. Spent time writing those scripts this morning, some managerial tasks, and now gotta do some accounting work. Today's payment day for a lot of people. Gotta make sure your business stays lean while at the same time ensuring that people stay motivated and that they're properly compensated for their efforts. And when I see someone's putting in a lot of effort, I always try to show gratitude and make appropriate contributions towards that. So there's a balance you have to find. You have to obviously keep your business lean, but at the same time you want to be generous when people are showing a lot of effort. Especially if you see there's progress in your business, you want to make sure that people are getting some of that, the positive effects of that too. It keeps the team motivated. So yeah, today's payment day, gonna have to go through all this. I'm actually in a rush today again, but this is something that I absolutely cannot rush. Gotta take my time with these payments because I have to drive all the way to New York because we forgot to film the audio for some of the content for Keep It Real with Meraki that we were filming on the last vlog. So I got to drive all the way to New York, get the audio filmed, and then after that, got some plans tonight that I don't want to cancel for. Might have to cancel depending on how long this takes. We'll see. Yeah, let's get to it. Another thing that's very important, which I'm doing right now as I'm going through the payments, I'm individually messaging a lot of people because I think it's very important that you be transparent with your team and let them know what's going on in the business, you know, whether it's good or bad, regardless. I think transparency and honesty with your team is very important. So I was just explaining to some team members that unexpectedly we managed to hold a lot of the recent increases in revenue following some recent popular events in our space that I wasn't expecting us to hold on to. I was expecting a drop in revenue after those were over, but to my pleasant surprise, we actually managed to hold on to a lot of it. And then a drop that people were anticipating got delayed, so that actually caused a recent decrease in revenue. And all this stuff, like whether it's good or bad, I'm just reporting it to them in an honest, transparent way so they understand, you know, why I'm making certain decisions. And so when things in the future happen too, they understand why those decisions are being made too, and just trying to keep it as consistent as possible. Finished with payments, so now I'm just reviewing a value-based email we're about to send out for marketing. This is what it looks like. So, giving value in here, you know, just summing up some releases in October. But here's the selling point right here, just subtly mixed in that there's a shock drop coming sometime this month, and they could join now. Create some urgency. And then you link the video here because you might not get conversions through an email, but bring them over to the long form content, you might get the conversion there.
When he wants words, this jab is smoking my caddy's pot and I'm steady sipping up dirt. I'm a stockpile, got a top driver, 8-chain Mustang, I got wild. I'm a stockpile, got a top driver, 8-chain Mustang, I got wild. Too much smoke, keep coming like Canada. Got good smoke all in my lungs, I'm running from club, but I'm lacking a stamina. I'm whipping it smart and knocking me head, got me gonna go for the canister. No days off, I was plotting with nothing, I'm money all over my calendar. In this game of life, you're an amateur, I'm for this I got told.
Piggyback off of the last vlog where I was talking about keep things strictly business and to not get emotional. Don't make things personal. You want to always operate without emotion. If revenge is necessary, it needs to be calculated. Sometimes violence is the answer, but that can't just be for your emotional satisfaction, because that emotional satisfaction will be fleeting. So to piggyback off of what I was explaining, if you haven't already seen that vlog, I got a story for you, because revenge goes deeper than just physically enacting violence on someone. There's micro forms of revenge too that you might think are worth it, but they really aren't, because they just lead to temporary emotional gain, which is fleeting. So I'm going to tell you a little story from hundreds of years ago, maybe over 1,000 years ago. I'm not sure. I think a couple hundred. Yeah, pretty sure a couple hundred. So there was this guy. He was very critical of the Russian government at the time. He was very outspoken. I think his name was Ryleyev, something like that. And he was criticizing the government a lot. And back then, when you criticized their government in such a manner so frequently, it was very likely that you would be punished for it. And I think in his case, for something that he said that was so severe, they actually were going to have him hung. So they went to hang him, and he actually survived. By some miracle, the rope actually snapped, and he landed on his knees, and everyone in astonishment was looking at him, waiting to see his reaction, because this was a miracle. This rarely happened, but it did happen. Every once in a while, a rope would break and the person would survive. So back then, whenever this would happen, this was called some kind of divine intervention. It was like an act of God. And so normally the king would pardon these individuals. And so the messenger forwarded to the king, explaining that, hey, yeah, this guy Ryleyev, unfortunately the rope broke, so yeah, like, are we gonna pardon him or what? And the king was like, yeah, I guess we're gonna have to pardon him, you know, even though he disliked him so much, even though this guy was talking against his organization, like he would have loved to kill him. He was like, yeah, you know what, I gotta pardon him. And as he's writing the pardon, he asks the messenger, because the messenger stayed to watch Rylyev's reaction, along with the whole crowd reacting to this divine intervention, this miracle. And the king asked the messenger, well, did Ryleyev have anything to say after this divine intervention? The messenger said, sir, he said, you see, in Russia, they don't even know how to make rope. And the king said, ah, I see. So let us prove the contrary. And so Ryleyev was hung again, because the king tore up the pardon. And this time, he survived again. Nah, I'm just kidding, he died. Ryleyev was and he went for the route of temporary emotional satisfaction, and that led to his demise. So that little bit of satisfaction he got from making that snarky comment after that miracle, well, that costed him his life. So you see what I'm saying? Like, that temporary emotional gain most of the time is not worth it. And it doesn't have to be physical revenge. In many cases, you just have to tame your tongue. It is imperative that you learn to tame your tongue. Sometimes you gotta know when just to shut the fuck up. Alright, we're getting ready to film the audio now. You're getting set up in the back. Got a little camera over the exhaust, maybe capture some blue flames if I can get it heat up enough. Alright, probably gonna hop on the FDR from here. Yeah, and there's a crib. What's your name, bro?
Oh, Fritz.
Fritz, bro. Pleasure to meet you.
Nice to meet
He's a computer science major.
Yeah.
And he's obviously trying to get after it too.
Oh, for the light. All right. Let me see something for the light. For the light. All right. Yeah, my boy. Oh, yeah. With the metal.
I just saw one of the funniest things ever. Oh my god. Get a load of this. So I'm about to take the exit, right? And we're 0.5 miles away from the exit, and there's a huge line built up. And of course I'm like, I'm not waiting in this. You know, I'll just go up to the front and cut in once there's a gap. So I do that. And as I'm driving past, once I'm up to like 0.3 miles, I see that the reason the line started in the first place was because a car had broken down. And these other cars behind were just slowly figuring it out one by one. Meanwhile, they should have been just going around him the whole time, but everyone's just assuming like, yeah, I'm just gonna wait in line. I'm just gonna do the right thing, wait in line appropriately. Meanwhile, they're gonna be there for another 20 minutes, not knowing that they could have just went around the car. That's sheep mentality. And we need that. That's important for society to function. Don't get it twisted. I recognize that not everybody could be a critical thinker and cut lanes, cut the line. The world wouldn't function properly if everybody thought like that. But you watching this video right now, are you gonna be one of those sheep? I don't think so. I think there's a reason the algorithm brought you onto my channel. I think you are a little bit different. But yeah, I just figured I'd share that. I thought that was so funny. Don't be a sheep. Anyway, finished up filming with Meraki. He showed me a little preview of what he's got cooked up so far. It looks insane. Like real life GTA. It looks crazy. So now that we're done filming, just did the audio filming with him. Now I'm heading to grab some dinner with
I know some niggas that'll shoot you for nothing. Run, Ricky, yeah, you running. Run, Ricky, yeah, you running. Nigga, I help him get him. No, man, you can't get in the car.
Only I can do that.
Walk in the morning, it's going we are. 41mm plain Jane. Niggas get lots of start naming names. Pussy nigga, get the fuck in my way. Mom, sorry, I'm just stuck in my ways. Hello, I care about to read this a pillow. I like my bitch Spanish and yellow. Her eyes fat, feel like jello.